Hi everybody, this is Maureen Wong with mycasestudies.blogspot.com with another MISTI stamping tip. If you want to stamp on a die cut with the MISTI, what you could do is get a scrap piece of cardstock, and I've cut this out of with a square Nestabilities die, and you could glue this or tack it down to the cardstock and put it in the corner and stamp with it. Or my idea is, before I get to that, this heart is cut from this Little Bee die set, the heart set, and I actually did the heart cutting line and then this little detail X's inside. And then the sentiment I'm going to be stamping with today is this With Love from Unico Studios Flower Power number 3. So you could just stick that down, put that in the corner, and stamp with it. But if you're not using scrap cardstock, or even if you are using scrap cardstock, if you're going to cut a piece every single time you want to stamp, that can waste a lot of cardstock. Or paper. You can do just regular paper, but I prefer cardstock because it nestles in that corner really nicely, whereas paper can sometimes kind of smush a little bit. But anyway, so my tip for today is I took one of these Sizzix Eclipse cutting mats. This is the 12 by 12 size, and it comes in a 2-pack. And I just took a ruler, a metal edge ruler, and a utility knife, and I cut down my mats, and I cut it down to 8.5 by 6. And the reason why I didn't cut it to 6.5, which is the full width of the MISTI, is because if you just cut it to 6, you can actually get 2 of these sticky mats out of each 12 by 12 full-size mat. And so it's a real bargain because the mats aren't that expensive themselves. And they already come in a 2-pack, and then you can get 2 sticky mats out of 1 mat. So out of the whole package you can get 4. So go ahead and split it with a friend, and then you can each have, 1 to use and 1 as a spare if you need it. But basically what it is, if you're not familiar with that, is it's this hard plastic mat, and it's got this adhesive on it that's slightly tacky, so you can stick your die cut on there, stamp on it, and then easily remove it. And I actually really like this Eclipse, the Sizzix Eclipse brand, for this particular use, because the adhesive is a little different than some of the other adhesives out on the market on the other sticky mats, and it's really easy to peel off, even right straight out of the package. You don't have to, put something on it and take the extra stick off. Just right out of the package, it sticks really nicely, but then it releases really well. And then the neat thing about this too is it has grid lines on it, so you can use it to help line up your die cuts. So what I'm going to do is line up my die cut, and I'm going to line it up over here. And what I'm doing is I'm lining up that grid line with the point and the middle top of the heart so that it's straight. And then to help me even more, I'm going to take my printed grid line mat from the mysweetpetunia.com website. I just downloaded it from the site and printed it onto a piece of acetate, and I'm going to use that to help me line up my sentiment with love. And I think I want it here. So I'm just going to close my MISTI and remove that. And make sure I've got that straight. It should be straight because I used my grid sheet to line it up. And then I'm just going to take my favorite black ink for sentiments, VersaFine Onyx Black. And stamp that down. and I've got the perfect little image. If it didn't come out right the first time, then of course I could go back and stamp it again. I could even re-ink my stamp, which is the magic of the MISTI. And but that's perfect, so then I can just peel off my die cut, and you can see it comes off really easily. That's why I like this brand of cutting mat, because I think the adhesive is just great, how it sticks down really nicely, but yet it releases really easily as well. So that's my little MISTI tip for you today, and I hope it helps some of you out there, and I hope that you'll visit my blog over at mycasestudies.blogspot.com. Thanks for watching.